The year is coming to a close, and 2023 brings us a new year with new opportunities to be had in this crypto space. Will the markets rebound next year and flip bullish? What cryptocurrencies are going to rip once bullishness returns? Well, today I'm dropping my top altcoin picks for 2023. What are they? Find out in about 10 minutes because it's time for Chico Crypto. So what are my top coins for 2023? Well, before we dive headfirst into that, we need to decide if 2023 will be the year the bears exhaust and the bulls take over. A bull market will only return if the Fed slows the pace of their aggressiveness due to inflation falling to their target levels. And the Fed is beginning to slow their aggressiveness. Last FOMC meeting on Wednesday of last week, the Fed slowed their interest rate hikes for the first time. They raised by 50 basis points instead of the 75 like the 4 previous meetings. That is because inflation is dropping steadily from a high of 9.1 in June down to 7.1 for November. But things are looking even better for inflation when you look at trueflation, the actual inflation number that is independently calculated, taking in many other factors, giving a better reading of inflation. Trueflation has US inflation at under 5.8%. So yeah, if the trend continues, it seems the economic environment in 2023 will be satisfactory enough for the markets to wake back up and turn bullish. Which means right now is the time to be preparing that 2023 bag. So what is my number one altcoin pick for 2023? Well, this year showed us exactly what crypto is all about.
Hey, hey. What's up,
You cannot trust centralized entities with your money. Celsius blew up, FTX crashed and burned, and Binance is currently having big problems. Thus, crypto projects who focus on decentralizing trading are high on my radar. And one I've been bullish on throughout this year, and I'm gonna continue to be, is GMX. GMX is a decentralized exchange that provides decentralized swapping of assets and using up to 50x leverage to go long or short on assets. But if you're gonna use that leverage, make sure it is legal in your country to do so. The value of GMX comes from the revenue share. 100% of the platform's fees are distributed to holders of GMX and GLP, their liquidity pool token. Their token design is beautifully crafted, which allows for a compounding flywheel effect. And the fees you receive from trading on the exchange is paid in Ethereum. And those fees are just stacking and stacking up. Recently, GMX flipped the Binance Smart Chain on crypto fees to become the 3rd highest producing crypto product out there, with over 1 billion in 24-hour fees paid out to the GMX and GLP stakers. But something big is coming for GMX, which could even put it into a position to compete with Binance in terms of trading volume. Billions upon billions, hundreds of billions even. And that is GMX Synthetics. GMX Synthetics will allow the trading of any type of asset. It opens the door to all crypto assets and beyond into things like precious metals, stocks, and more. As we can see, the codebase is deployed in their GitHub, and in their Discord, KR of the GMX team gave an update of what is going on with the development of Synthetics. They said, updates for the week. Should be finishing up work on the interface code for deposits and withdrawals for Synthetics this week and moving on to the trading page. Deposits and withdrawals are done. Trading page is next. they are close. My number 2 cryptocurrency for 2023 is one of my OG loves. It's a coin I talk about a lot, and some people might not like that, but it's for good reason. Every cycle, the shat coins get washed away in the bear, with many to never return. The real coins with real world adoption and users are the ones who start to rip early in the bull. And no other coin has as much real world adoption by big industry names than this one. That is Energy Web. Do you need an example? Well, going to Energy Web's website and scrolling down to partners, the first one that rolls through is Google. But are there real world transactions happening on Energy Web with Google? Yes, there is, and Google is in on the big one, decentralizing energy communities, allowing them to transact their energy with one another. Back in October 2020, I actually covered this. Energy Web and Community Electricity partnered to bring decentralized energy communities to California and beyond, across the Americas. The article stated, the partnership will initially focus on 3 projects, one in Los Angeles County, California, a campus microgrid in Bogota, Colombia, and another in Medellin, Colombia's second largest city. In each project, Energy Web and Community Electricity will deploy digital infrastructure across multiple power plants, customers, and distributed energy resources to enable multiple applications leveraging the Energy Web decentralized operating system. Back then, I knew this was huge, especially since they were getting to trial this in the United States. But back then, Google wasn't involved. Checking out Community Electricity's website today and scrolling down to partners, we can see that Google is in on this, decentralizing energy trading, among other big names like the California Energy Commission, primary energy policy and planning agency for the state, but also one of the state's most recognizable colleges, UCLA. Google and Energy Web connect on many fronts besides this. Google has invested in Energy Web. They have multiple projects happening together all around the world. Energy Web is the only crypto who can claim a real partnership with a trillion-dollar company. Speaking of trillions, Energy Web may be partnered with the company who rules the United States and their financial markets, who has had as much as $10 trillion in assets under their management. That firm is BlackRock. A couple months ago, BlackRock announced they were getting in on the Bitcoin game by launching a private trust. And in the announcement, they specifically shout out Energy Web, saying BlackRock is encouraged that organizations such as RMI and Energy Web are developing programs to bring greater transparency to sustainable energy usage in Bitcoin mining, and will follow progress around those initiatives. Now, the CEO of BlackRock, Larry Fink, gave a public interview just a couple weeks ago and was asked about crypto. Let's hear what he had to say.
So the whole foundation of what crypto is, it's supposed to be a distributed ledger that is across the system. I actually believe this technology is going to be very important.
He knows the tech is going to be very important. I wonder where he thinks most of the money will flow.
I don't believe we need another food delivery company. I don't believe we need where some of all this money was going to go. I actually believe where more and more venture capital money is going to be going, and more early investment is going to be fundamentally in decarbonization.
So, Larry believes in crypto and decentralized options. He believes decarbonization is where the money will be. And his company has specifically mentioned Energy Web, saying they will follow their progress and initiatives. I don't know about you, but those dots are easy to connect for me. Now, there are many other tokens who are on my list to raid's next bull run. This includes Chainlink, Rocket Pool, Polkadot, Gains Network, Ocean Protocol, Illuvium, and a few others. But to finish this episode, I want to cover something new and something that could be airdropping their token. That is NFTperp, which allows a person to go long or short on the floor price of NFTs. This is big, leverage trading for NFTs. This is a brand new idea, and when the bull market resumes along with the NFT bull run, NFTperp will see a ton of volume. So, airdrop? Well, a DeFi Riddler on Twitter tweeted this about NFTperp just a few weeks ago. He said NFTperp is a perpetual futures DEX for NFTs. To engage their community, they launched a trading competition leveraging Tide. Tide enabled to gamify the trading competition with dynamic NFTs changing based on a leaderboard, and mitigate bots so only real users get the airdrop allocation. So how do you get yourself in a position to get some tokens? Well, they have a paper trading competition going on. You can trade fake money and participants are going to be airdrop tokens. As we can see from the leaderboard on their website, it says, trade with mock wrapped ETH and win prizes up to 500,000 NFTP tokens. Finally, speaking of NFTs, the Chico Crypto ecosystem has launched our first one. The Chico Crypto cameraman has launched a music NFT on Public Pressure. And one of the perks? You get some alpha videos from this channel early. Link to purchase on Public Pressure is down below. Cheers, viewers. I'll see you next time.